recording.
Don't even tonight. Wizzy, I'm pissed at you right now.
Why?
Hi guys, welcome to Ross and Wizzy's Fanfiction Power Hour, whatever. Wizzy has been kind of annoying me recently.
What?
With his constant just blah blah blah. Have you guys noticed that he has this grating voice?
I'm actually gonna cry.
He's like an annoying infestation. And also he has forbidden me from reading Rainbow Dash stories on this website.
That's not even
podcast.
true.
So, today I've decided to surprise Wizzy. No, we're not going to be reading the first 4 chapters of Fallout Equestria. In fact, we're going to be reading The Most Annoying Infestation by Oaklhound.
Fallout Equestria doesn't even sound like a comedy story.
It isn't. You know that we record these out of order. Jeez Louise.
No, we don't. I think we've done that like once or twice, maybe.
Oh, brother. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Wizzy, how you been?
Better.
Awesome. I do love to hear that. Wizzy, deepest apologies. It was just for the bit. I don't think that you have a super grating voice.
Well, that's good
I think
to hear.
you have an amazingly grating voice.
The most annoying infestation. Something was scritching and scratching in the kitchen. Rainbow could hear it. The 3rd time she'd heard it in just a couple days.
I should also mention, speaking of, you all should go down and maybe read this story before listening. If you don't want to, that's fine. Just give it a like. It's all great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was official. Something had infested her house. She tossed her half-eaten bag of carrot chips to the floor and hopped off her couch. So much for relaxing. Instead, she'd go give Twilight a piece of her mind. Rainbow didn't waste any time. Wasting time wasn't her style. She was almost running by the time she passed through the doorway. She sprang into flight as soon as she was outside. Twilight's castle wasn't far, and the crystalline monstrosity on the edge of town was impossible to miss. Twilight was usually so good with magic. Why had her pest control spell stopped working? It wasn't like Rainbow got many rats or anything. A sky house was a good defense against that, but it wasn't a perfect defense. Had Twilight just pretended to cast the spell, and now it was just the first time something got all the way up to Rainbow's house? Why couldn't Twilight just do what she said she was going to do? Fluttershy might have seemed like a more obvious choice for pest control, but Rainbow had seen Fluttershy's pest control methods. If the way she handled the bats at Sweet Apple I know that reference. I put that in my video.
Hell yeah.
At Sweet Apple Acres was any indication, she'd probably end up setting a part of Rainbow's house aside as a mere nature preserve. Rainbow would destroy her house and build a new one. Cloud architecture is pretty easy. Before she'd allow herself to give up part of her home to some dumb critters. She landed right on the balcony of Twilight's private chambers near the top of the castle. Rainbow wasn't the type to bother flying all the way down to the base and then having to climb all those infernal stairs just to get back up here.
Twilight!
She yelled out as soon as she settled down.
Twilight, where are you?
A confused and sleepy sounding bleat came from inside. Assuming that meant, "Come inside, Rainbow Dash," she trotted in through the open glass doors, which led to Twilight's bedroom. Rainbow? What? Twilight was in her opulently big bed, sitting propped up with a forehoof while she rubbed one of her eyes. That gave Rainbow a bit of a pause.
Hey, why are you sleeping? It's like 3 p.m. That's my thing.
Twilight shook her head violently, which seemed to clear her thinking a bit. Oh, you know, all-night study sessions have to be paid for sooner or later. She stared at Rainbow for a moment. So, What's the big problem?
What's the big idea, punk? The big problem is that your anti-pest spell on my house doesn't even work.
Don't be ridiculous. I learned that spell when I was only 6 years old, and it's never failed yet.
Well, get ready for yet, punk.
Rainbow stomped a hoof down on the crystal floor.
Well, it failed now. First time for everything. What are you gonna do about it?
With an elaborate sigh, Twilight rose up out of her bed. She hopped down onto the floor and then stretched her back for a very long time. I'm gonna fly over to your house and show you that the spell is still in place and working perfectly, of course. Whatever, close enough. As long as she was coming, it would work. Twilight would find out just how much of her spell wasn't working when they arrived. Rainbow led her friends back out to the balcony and prepared for takeoff. Twilight stretched her wings out. At least this time, I don't have to take the balloon. They took flight, Rainbow leading the way to her house since Twilight might not know where this slowly drifting thing was at the moment. The moment they sat down on Fluttershy's... Why'd I read Fluttershy? I think I read Fluffy mixed with Rainbow. Yeah. On Rainbow's fluffy front porch, Twilight's horn glowed for a brief moment.
So fluffy.
Uh-huh, Twilight said. The spell's still in place and working perfectly.
You know, Rainbow's fluffy front porch could also be a euphemism for...
Ross, why?
My turn. No, it isn't.
Rainbow insisted. Rainbow, trust me. I can see the magic lines as easily as I can see you. And they're perfect. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't there. Rainbow groaned.
No, you've got to believe me. My house is totally infested.
Twilight was silent for a long moment, looking at Rainbow as if Rainbow were the pest. But eventually, she shrugged. All right, Rainbow. I'm going to trust you enough to go in and take a look. But this had better not be some kind of prank. That would be good enough. Rainbow led Twilight inside, then stopped and listened. Rainbow?
Shush!
Rainbow put a hoof over Twilight's mouth.
Just be quiet and listen. I'm sure we'll hear it soon.
After a few moments, Twilight shoved Rainbow's hoof away. I need my sleep, okay? I'm not going to stand around here all day waiting to hear some rats that can't be here because of my spell, and doubly can't be here because rats can't fly. No, she had to stay and see. She just had to. Rainbow Wait, should you have been doing that?
Huh?
No, that's not italic or anything.
No.
Rainbow glanced all around the room, looking for some evidence of her pests. Her eyes caught the bag of chips she'd left by the couch, and that gave her an idea.
I know. Come on.
She ran off toward the kitchen without further explanation. Twilight followed, albeit much more slowly. Did you catch it? She asked.
No, but...
Rainbow rummaged around inside her pantry.
Aha!
She pulled out a box of Applejack's breakfast cereal. Hey, that's an actual breakfast cereal.
No. What?
I'm just saying Applejack, the character, and Applejack's breakfast cereal. It's funny, is what I'm trying to get at.
Hey, Wizzy.
No.
I think we got it.
Twilight raised one eyebrow. Your house has been infested by Apple Family product placement? Is that like a canonical thing in there?
They do have products, but I don't know about product placement. No, look.
Rainbow used her wingtip to point at the lower corner of the box. It had been chewed clean through, and some of the cereal was threatening to fall out of the hole. Twilight took a close look. Huh. She looked at it some more. Well, I guess you do have some kind of infestation. If you do, it must be something magic resistant. She grimaced. And that's not a good sign. Honestly, I kind of expected her to blame Rainbow for the chewing. Because let's be honest, Rainbow's...
Yeah, me too.
Rainbow could do that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Rainbow cringed at the thought of what kind of strange creatures might have invaded her house. Wasn't Ponyville's monster invasion problem bad enough without some strange magic-resistant pests invading our home?
Well, how do we get rid of them? Come on.
Well, there is one other spell I know for getting rid of pests. It works in a much less elegant way. You see, it causes high-amplitude ultrasonic sound waves set up in a cascading harmonic dissonance as an area deterrent. Okay, that's not magic. Rainbow stared blankly at her. It drives them out with loud sounds when they can't hear you, but you can't. When they can hear you, but you can't. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
That did sound like a good idea.
Okay, go for it.
Twilight's horn lit up again. Okay. Rainbow thought she might have heard a tiny little high-pitched whine. Maybe. It was so quiet she couldn't be sure she wasn't just imagining it. It did seem to grow a little louder when Twilight's horn flared brighter, but she might have just been imagining that too. Something clanged and clattered under the sink, then a loud squeaking sound and a thud.
There!
Rainbow shouted, pointing at where the noises came from. The two of them stared at the little cloud-built cabinet under the sink, watching it intently. In a splash of cloud, something dark and way too big jumped out of there, shrieking the whole way. It darted across the kitchen and shot into Rainbow's living room. You can let me go now, Rainbow. Rainbow peeled herself away from Twilight, struggling to maintain her bearing.
Okay, sure. I just wanted to make sure you were safe and all. I'll believe it.
Of course you would. She glanced away, doing her best to look nonchalant while still keeping an eye on where that thing had gone.
That was some rat, huh?
I don't think it was a rat, Twilight said, her horn still growing. Come on, let's go track it down.
Her horn doesn't grow, Wizzy.
I didn't say growing.
You said growing.
We will listen back to this later, and I will prove you wrong.
I guess I'll prove you wrong then. Pretty sure you said growing.
I don't know, it's the weird voice I'm doing. Suppressing a shudder at the thought of confronting that thing again, Rainbow followed Twilight into the living room. Where was it? Rainbow couldn't see the thing at all. Had it run out the front door? Even if it had, there was nowhere it could go. Unless it could fly. It would be stuck on her front porch. Not a pleasant thought. Maybe she should have gotten Fluttershy to come catch it for her. Watching the area around her warily, Rainbow flew up into the middle of the room, safely away from the floor. That thing had been all dark and furry, and easily as big as a dog, and it was somehow resistant to magic. Wait, do they have, like, dogs in their world?
Yeah. What? Why do you not think that they have...
Well,
Why
like
do you think
pet
that they
dogs.
wouldn't have dogs?
Pet
Yeah.
dogs. They do?
Hell, Applejack has a pet dog.
No, that's right. Wait, no, I was thinking Fluttershy has all sorts of pets. I don't know, I just didn't expect ponies to keep pets, you know?
Oh, brother.
Just reminds me
You
of
have a lot to learn.
Just reminds me of Pets from Neopets.
They're people.
Yeah. And it was somehow resistant to magic, so it was probably some kind of evil monster from the Everfree Forest. Rainbow did not want that thing getting anywhere near her until she knew exactly what it was. And she probably didn't want it near her even after that. It must be around here somewhere, Twilight said. I'll just increase the power a little. Her horn glowed even brighter. The thing dashed out again, popping out from behind the couch. It squealed and ran in circles in the middle of the room, screeching like a banshee the whole time. Rainbow flew a little higher to get away from it, but then it took off too. It jumped into the air on bat wings, circling crazily up toward Rainbow.
Twilight!
Rainbow was about ready to punch a hole through her own walls to get out of there. Wait, Twilight replied, barely audible over the thing's screeching. I think that might be a... She stopped her spell, and the glow in her horn died away. The thing's squealing died away with it. though it still circled around Rainbow menacingly, until Twilight took a step closer. Then it darted behind Rainbow, keeping her in between itself and Twilight. Rainbow froze, still hovering in midair. She could feel it there.
It's behind me, isn't it?
Relax. I think it's a... Twilight craned her neck to the side to get a glimpse of it around Rainbow. Yep, definitely. It's a bat pony colt. That's 3 things. 3 things. A tri-bred.
It has its own religion. Little mini religion is what I call a cult.
Rainbow steeled her nerve and glanced behind her. There it was, flying in place right behind her. His slitted eyes were huge and reddish pink. His coat and big tufted ears were dark gray, and his mane lighter gray. And he looked back at her with a fanged grimace of terror. Rainbow blinked at the young pony.
Oh.
It was just a pony. A scary kind of pony, sure, but still a pony, and a young one at that. He was probably perfectly safe. She allowed herself to relax a little and settle down to the floor. The colt came down with her, still keeping her exactly between him and Twilight. Hi, Twilight said, trying to walk around Rainbow and look at him. I'm Princess Twilight Sparkle. Don't be afraid. I would be afraid of Princess Twilight Sparkle if you saw what she did in the last fic.
I'm already afraid of Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Ugh.
And she's fictional.
Princess Twilight Sparkle isn't real. She can't hurt you. Princess Twilight Sparkle.
That works better in text form.
That is true, but it's still a reference that any memer would get.
Yeah, but the poor non-memers out there.
I heard you say porn on memers.
Okay, Wizzy, head out of the gutter.
Says you. Anyway. But that little guy was scared. As Twilight circled around Rainbow, he also circled, staying as hidden as he could and cowering behind Rainbow. As he came around the front of Rainbow, she began to feel a little sorry for him. She glared at Twilight over her shoulder.
Hey, cut it out. He's scared of you.
Twilight stopped moving, and so did the colt. So that's why my pest control spell wasn't keeping your pest out. It's specifically designed not to target any type of ponies. Oh, so it's not a burglar-proof spell?
Yeah, I guess not.
I bet they actually have those in the pony world, though, and that's why there's no crime.
Well, actually, if they did have a burglar-proof spell, they wouldn't need to booby-trap the castle. Wait,
okay.
They do have, like, bubbles, like force fields. So
the castle...
It's not a perfect system.
The castle is too big, and a spell around that would cause too much of a strain on someone like Twilight or Celestia.
Oh, well, actually, that's fair. That is a fair argument, sir. Why is he running around so crazy-like if your spells don't affect him?
The pest control spell doesn't affect him. The ultrasonic spell, though, that definitely would affect a bat pony. Bat ponies have a much wider hearing range than we do, and he would have been easily able to hear that sound. She paused for a moment. Sorry, little one. I didn't mean to hurt you. Rainbow looked down at the little colt again. He was in a pitiable state, his fur and mane matted and staring wide-eyed at the two of them as he trembled in place. We'll have to get him back to his parents, Twilight said in that voice that meant she was talking to herself, not to anyone else. Then she moved a little closer. What's your name, little bat pony? He visibly jumped, cringing away at hearing Twilight's voice.
Easy there, kid.
Rainbow bent down to get closer to his level. He didn't cringe away from her.
Just tell Twilight here what your name is. Will she make the bad noise?
He asked in a tiny, squeaking voice with an accent that was very undeterminable by Wizzy. Like, seriously, what was that?
I don't know. Let us
like
read on to find out, maybe.
That sounds like a mix of Romanian and Jamaican or something.
Possible. I don't even know what I was going for.
Rainbow rose back up, grinning and holding a hoof over her chest.
I promise I won't let her make the bad noise anymore. This is cute. I'm gonna
This
say
is.
it. Mama Rainbow is, like, the cutest.
Oh, no wonder why you want her in a straight relationship so bad. Twilight made
People can adopt.
Yes.
You
But I'm making a
weirdo.
joke. And it's funny.
You're a terrible jokester, man.
Alright. This is why I'm leaving the podcast. I didn't want to tell him. But I'm leaving.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That's right. Live on the podcast.
Finally, I can just have my name on there.
Oh my god.
Ross,
if it was just you, that
fanfiction
would be
power
so much more boring.
Well, sure.
Twilight made an audible scoff of offense, but she didn't say anything.
Go on, kid. What's your name?
Rainbow prodded him with a hoof, which he tolerated with surprisingly little fear.
Thunder Night Moonglade Kerfuffle Fangling.
Rainbow's eyes went wide. Wow, that was really a mouthful. Got it, Twilight said. Okay, I'll go hunt for his family. You stay here and keep an eye on him. He seems to like you a lot better anyway.
What?
Rainbow shouted in protest.
Twilight, I don't know how to deal with kids. I'm pretty sure that Rainbow Dash might make the best mom out of all of the main six, honestly. Given her
Applejack.
track record in the show,
Applejack,
I would have honestly said, if not for her constant fuck-ups with Apple Bloom.
She's overprotective, sure, but that's how a mother should be.
You haven't watched the show.
I've seen scenes.
The bad purple pony's going to hunt my family?
I was gonna make a joke about that, but I couldn't think of it.
Oh, well, what a shame.
The colt squealed, also in protest. Rainbow grabbed him and held him close.
No, she's not hunting them. It's just a figure of speech. She's going to find them so we can take you back to them.
Twilight smiled back at them. See, you're great with him, and it should only be for a little while. It can't be too hard to find a pair of bat ponies who are desperately looking for their son. She darted out the door.
Fortunately, it is daylight, and bat ponies burst into flames
Is this
in
canonical?
the sunlight. No.
I knew it.
No.
This is why I
Not
said
even
I can't
vampire
trust you.
bat ponies do.
She darted out the door and took flight, leaving Rainbow alone with the colt.
Don't want to go back to Mommy and Daddy. Why not?
Now that Twilight was gone, the colt began to show a little bit of emotion besides raw fear. He cringed into the most woe-begone look of self-pity she had ever seen.
They said I can't have any bat treats for a whole week.
Rainbow kept herself from laughing, just barely.
Well, what did you do to deserve that?
Goes back into
That's
Jason
my,
Funderburker.
They think I stole Mommy's secret stash of bat treats, but I didn't. It was my sister, but they didn't believe me. And they said I couldn't have any for a whole week. It's so unfair. So I ran away. Wow, that's harsh.
Rainbow struggled to remember, but after a moment, she gave it up as a lost cause.
What was your name again? Thunder Knight Moonglade Kerfuffle Fangling.
Rainbow stared at him, blinking. She still couldn't remember all of it.
I'm just going to call you Batty, okay?
When he didn't respond, she continued.
Well, Batty, that is really a bum deal you got. But don't you think you might be overreacting a little by running away? A whole week!
He insisted.
Okay.
Rainbow shook her head, but couldn't help but feel a little glimmer of admiration for the kid. After all, she was a fan of extreme reactions.
So, I guess we've got a little time before Twilight comes back. She's coming back.
The little bat pony squeaked in horror and terror. A long, never-ending, ear-bleeding squeal.
God, don't do that ever. Oh, God. That was terrible.
Ross really giving it all for the podcast.
Shush, shush, shush.
Rainbow held her hoof over the kid's mouth.
Can't really imagine how much that would do, but, you know. Like a hand, but a hoof is hard. It's like it's not even covering their entire mouth, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that would look more like punching someone in the face than it would covering their mouth.
Yeah. Jeez, don't do that. I won't let her touch you, or make bad sounds, or do anything, okay?
The colt looked up at her for a moment, his eyes way bigger and way cuter than they had any right being. Eventually, he nodded.
Oh, man.
She released his mouth, bracing herself for another scream, but it didn't come. Instead, he jumped forward and hugged her chest. Okay, so he could have made that squeak to deter Twilight when she was making the sound. I'm just saying.
You're right, but he's a baby.
True.
Blue mommy is best mommy. Oh, my heart.
Rainbow shoved him away and jumped back, her wings flaring out.
Wait a minute, I never even said that I was against Rainbow Dash being in a gay relationship.
No, but you shipped her with a straight person, I think. In a straight relationship, I think.
When did I ever do that?
I thought you had, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I just pushing this narrative that you're a homophobe.
That's a fair narrative to push, don't get me wrong. Whoa. I'm not your mom.
He deflated, slumping down and staring at the cloudy floor. His leathery wings hung limply at his sides.
Oh, the poor baby.
Immediately, feeling like the most heartless pony who ever lived, Rainbow stepped back up to him and patted him on the back.
It's okay. I still like you and all. Just take it a bit slower with the whole mom thing, okay?
Internally, she kicked herself. Why did she have to be so bad at saying this kind of stuff? Maybe she really should have gone for Fluttershy. Fluttershy would have known what to do and what to say to make the kid feel good again. Man, Fluttershy really would have, though.
No, she would have. But what is this guy's deal with Fluttershy?
Dude. I mean, it makes sense. She would have been a lot
figured
better
out
in
the
the situation.
author's favorite.
I actually think that Fluttershy might make the best mom, but maybe she's not strict enough.
I think she's too timid, honestly.
I mean, she's not timid with the animals, and I feel like if she had baby,
if she did have a more stern significant other, I could imagine. But her significant other in the future is Discord.
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't think Discord has any right being a parent.
No, absolutely not. I do not think that should happen at all.
Maybe being a philosophy
Discord,
teacher, but not being a parent.
Coming soon.
Hey. What?
I said coming soon.
But isn't it already out?
No. It is already out, but well, just trust me, guys. Just trust me on this.
What would Fluttershy do? Rainbow thought about it for a moment.
So, you hungry?
He looked up at her, and his eyes lit up. Literally. They seemed to flash at her as they reflected her skylight.
You'll have bat treats?
You got any smokes?
No. To both of those.
I could imagine Rainbow Dash vaping, if I'm being honest.
100% she would absolutely... How does vaping affect health?
It is not good for you.
Out of the ponies, she wasn't the most likely to be healthy out of all of them, I would imagine her vaping.
I can imagine her vaping and then coughing out like some rainbow smoke. That'd be hilarious fan art.
Make it. And then send it to me.
Rainbow winced at what that word did to the little colt. Why did this have to be so hard?
But I do have some cereal and stuff.
Smiling a little again, but not as broadly as before. He ran off toward the kitchen, then looked back at her to see if she was following.
Yeah,
She shook her head.
you already know where the food is, don't you? Come on, let's show you the right way to open a cereal box.
You know, I just realized how weird bat treats sounds. Because they're basically just like the other ponies.
I agree.
Imagine if we had like human treats or something.
Yeah. Wizzy, I've got a proposition.
Oh boy.
Human treats. For humans.
Oh.
What do you think?
I think that's $1 million idea. Let's get started on it
agree.
immediately.
Don't you fucks out there patent it. Hold on.
Once
Hold
there.
on 1 second. Human treats. No. Nothing. It doesn't actually exist. I was
Yes.
looking for it, but it doesn't. So, yeah. We've got a great idea.
So like how dog treats are shaped like bones, what would these be shaped like?
Meat.
Yeah. Perfect.
A good steak.
Once there, she poured him a bowl of cereal and set it on the table. He watched
Oh, and
everything.
even though it would already be vegan, we could also have a vegan option where it's like leaves or something. Maybe a potato.
tree
I don't know.
leaves.
Yes.
He watched everything she did with a wide-eyed curiosity.
You can sit down. Just let me get the milk out.
Just let me milk this cow real quick. Rainbow headed over to the side of the kitchen and reached inside her little snow cloud, rummaging around in it with her hoof. No, that wasn't
a
it.
snow cloud.
Not that either. And that was... I didn't even notice that. I didn't pay any attention to snow cloud for her fridge.
I love
And that? What was that doing in there? Finally, she found the carton and pulled it out. Actually, do they have cows that they milk?
You know what? They bake cakes, so I wouldn't be shocked. And actually, yes, cows are, I think, maybe a thing on farms. I know pigs
Huh.
are. Cows are
no.
able to talk, though, so this is a bit
Wait.
odd.
But
I'll just
pigs are
assume
like
it's a service.
pigs are like the one farm animal that you don't get anything else from, like wool, milk, or eggs or anything. You get them for meat.
I
What
don't get
business
it
do they
either.
have being on a pony ranch?
Cool to look at.
Okay,
Maybe they have like a petting zoo.
that
on
is a
the
good
side.
point. I do kind of want a pig, not for meat, just for having a pig. So it does make
I
sense
want a
now that I think
pig
about it.
to hide the bodies. Those fuckers will eat anything, dude.
To
Like,
eat
okay,
what?
pigs
Dead
are
bodies, did you
actually-
say?
To hide the bodies, yeah.
My
Throw a
God.
body in a pigsty, they will fucking eat it. The cool thing about pigs, if you're vegan and don't want to feed your like dog the thing that it should be fed, get a pig because they'll eat anything that you also eat.
You're gonna
They
become
can
like the
digest a whole ton.
you're gonna become like the pig king, like the tiger king, but with pigs.
Yeah.
Kill your husband and feed him to pigs.
I mean, I wasn't going that far, but you could kill some meat eaters out there and feed it to your pig if you wanted.
Are you saying that vegans should have a pig uprising?
Vegan murderer.
I love
The
this
serial
idea.
killing vegan.
This sounds like a great book idea.
It
Make
does,
it
I love
happen. We're having so many good ideas on this podcast. Look at
Oh my
us.
gosh, we should just call this the Good Idea Podcast. From
Yeah.
now on. Anyways, we should continue.
When she opened it, she gave it a sniff. She didn't use it very often herself, after all. Yeah, it didn't smell fresh, and there was some slight odor to it, but she wouldn't want to drink it, but it was probably fine for cereal. Probably.
He's a bat, he could probably get it.
Yeah. The colt was still watching her from the middle of the room. He hadn't moved at all. Rainbow poured some milk into the bowl as well and nudged it over in front of one of the fluffy cloud chairs.
Oh, she probably nudged it over with her hoof, but I imagined with her nose, and like that image is kind of adorable. Come on, kid, take a seat.
Still eyeing her cautiously, he hopped up to the seat, which was quite a leap for his little body. Once there, he could stand on his hind legs, brace his front hooves against the compressed cloud tabletop, and just barely reach the bowl. He sniffed at it.
Does it smell like bat treats? It isn't bat treats.
It was a struggle to hold her exasperation inside.
It's cereal. What's cereal? It's...
She wasn't sure how to explain it. Twilight would know how to explain it. She memorized dictionaries for fun.
It's... that.
She pointed at the ball.
Oh,
Neither of them moved.
makes sense, I guess.
He did not say
Well-
that.
I know. Well, eat it.
He looked up at her, then back down at the bowl. This was going to be the end of her. She was sure. Here she was, trying to be nice to the little thing. And what was he doing? Just staring at things?
Eat it already. What's your problem? It's not bat treats.
He repeated.
It's just changing every time he talks. So what? Eat it anyway.
Looking back up at her with eyes way too innocent for what he was doing, he said,
I don't like it.
"What is this voice?"
I don't know.
Rainbow felt like screaming and running in a circle after her own tail, but she was forced to keep calm. He was just a dumb kid. And all dumb kids acted like that.
How do you know that you don't like it if you haven't tried it? Smells funny. Not like bat treats. Eat it right now.
You know, I could definitely imagine Rainbow Dash acting like this when she was a filly.
Oh, 100%. That's why she knows that it's good to just smack them around a bit, you know?
What does your parents do? He shook his head.
Don't wanna.
Rainbow stalked up to him, and the scowl on her face must have gotten through to him, judging by the way he shrank back. She loomed over him, even with him on the chair.
So help me, goddess. You are going to at least try one bite after I put all that effort into making it.
It hadn't really been that much effort, but it was the principle of the thing right now.
Exactly. You know, I bet there are some starving kids in pun Africane that would die for these cereals.
That pun.
Thank you. I thought of it on the fly.
The little colt was intimidated now, and he sank his head down to the bowl, then lapped up some of the milk and cereal like a dog. Belatedly, Rainbow realized she had provided him with a spoon. Did she even have any clean spoons? She could lick one clean. Come on, go ahead, Rainbow. Give him a spoon you licked. It didn't matter. As soon as Batty tasted that first bite, oh my god, the creator probably named him that and then realized they were going to have to write that name every time they said his name, and so they changed it to Batty. Boom!
I mean, it's also thematically consistent with Rainbow Dash, so lucky him.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Rainbow
All right.
Dash definitely would not fucking remember his name.
Alright, I take back that criticism. As soon as Spatty tasted that first bite, his face lit up. After a moment's hesitation, he buried his muzzle in it, scattering little pieces of sugary cereal all over the place as he madly devoured the contents of the bowl. Rainbow watched, wide-eyed and from a safe distance. In just a few moments he was done licking his lips with a strangely long, thin tongue.
Nice. Thank you, Blue Mommy. That was yummy.
That voice is saying, "Thank you, Blue Mommy." It would be so much weirder if it weren't a kid.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Which, well, I am 20 years old. Almost 21. We'll be 21 by the
Exactly why
time
it's
this is
funny.
out.
Wow.
So,
We'll both be 21 by the time this is out.
Jesus. I'm so old.
Oh, you can legally drink alcohol. He's so old.
I'll be able to legally drink alcohol. Maybe if I drank some alcohol on this podcast, it would be better. I'm not gonna, but
Drunk
it's a
pony
hypothesis.
fix.
I'm not your mom.
Rainbow grumbled under her breath. She looked at the table, which was strewn with cereal pieces and splattered milk. Okay, no biggie. Cloud furniture cleans off easy. I bet. The quilt's face was also covered in this stuff. It's like Patrick's house in SpongeBob. All that sand.
Oh, yeah.
No wonder he's such a slob. He can be.
Yeah.
The quilt's face was also covered in this stuff. One piece of cereal was stuck to his fur just above his eye. She sighed, then said aloud,
I guess we'd... Oh, wait, she sighed. Bleh. Sorry. I'm an idiot. I guess we'd better get you cleaned up.
Smiling, he bounded toward her.
Yeah, bath time. Not bath time.
She stopped him with a hoof before he could smear his dirty face on her coat and force her to take a shower, too. When the quilt deflated a little, she added,
I don't have a bath. They don't work in cloud houses. No way to keep the water from draining down through the cloud. I do have a shower, though.
I mean, I guess because it's like clouds are made of water, but I still don't get how water isn't kept in the clouds, but everything else is.
We really don't understand Cloud House.
Yeah.
We haven't been there enough to know. So,
Rainbow slowly rubbed a hoof on her face. This was going to be a long day, wasn't it?
Come on, kid. I'll show you.
She led him around the back of the house, where she'd put in a nice little shower stall. It was just a little nook in her bathroom wall, one with a warm summer rain cloud above it.
Okay. Get in.
She told him. He didn't seem to understand why he was going in there, but he trusted her enough to do as she said. Flitting up a little higher, Rainbow gave the warm rain cloud a good kick, letting it loose. A deluge of nice warm rainwater came down, instantly soaking him. Whinnying loudly, he bolted out of the shower stall and almost made it out of the bathroom entirely before Rainbow zipped over and caught him with her superior speed.
Nope.
Could be like Sonic Rain Boom right over to him.
That would explode her house.
I didn't realize how powerful a Sonic Rain Boom was.
It's very powerful.
Of course, catching the soaking wet quilt meant that she was also wet. It just wasn't her day. By the time she managed to get him clean enough that his parents wouldn't call her neglectful when they arrived, she was soaking wet as well. She'd had to get right into the shower with him in order to soap him up, which seemed to be a concept entirely foreign to him.
Stop showering with the young boy.
Jesus.
Let's face it would be weird if they weren't ponies.
Yeah, I guess, but do they have, like, age of consent laws in Equestria?
I hope so.
Maybe that's why people don't think it's weird what Spike and Rarity do.
Oh, maybe. You know what? Just to not have that conversation again, I hope not.
He still eyed the mane and tail shampoo warily as Rainbow led him over to the dryer. She didn't even bother warning him as she kicked the special cluster of desert wind clouds built into the wall. She figured she'd have to run and catch him anyway when they started spewing out hot, dry air. So why bother explaining it? I'm so confused. A cloud is still water?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Man, Rainbow, your house is weird. He didn't run, though. Instead, he flared out his leathery little wings, bared his fangs, and leaned into the drying gal, apparently fearless and ready to take on anything.
So cute.
It's especially better if you look at that thumbnail and see that little colt.
Yeah.
Apparently fearless and ready to take on anything. They were soon warm and dry, so she shut the cloud down with another swift kick.
Feel better?
She asked. He grinned at her, his fangs poking out of corners of his mouth a little.
So,
Rainbow tapped a hoof on the floor a little.
I guess Twilight hasn't found your parents yet. What do little bat ponies do for fun, anyway?
Patty instantly darted off back toward her living room, disappearing around the corner of the bathroom door.
Great.
Rainbow muttered.
He's run off again.
A moment later, though, his face popped back into the doorway. He stared at her like she was the stupidest pony who ever lived.
You're supposed to chase me.
Rainbow grinned for a moment, then took off after him. Oh,
Nice.
shoot, this is Twilight.
Oh, shoot, it is.
There, her house is up on that cloud. Twilight
Could have
pointed
sworn her
up at
voice
her.
was deeper.
There, her house is up on that cloud. I know, I'm
That's
trying
it.
to do sort of like a surfer bro Patrick Star voice.
I can get behind that.
Twilight pointed up at Rainbow's cloud-born home. The court's parents nodded. The stallion was tall and lanky, very dark gray with a purplish mane. The mother was much smaller, much lighter colored, with a darkish blue mane.
Well, let's go.
I guess the accent translated. The mayor said. Twilight flew up to Rainbow's front porch, leading the two bat ponies along behind her. She felt a little bad about dumping the responsibility of taking care of the colt on Rainbow, but it hadn't taken that long to find his parents. And however much Rainbow might not like it, it looked like things were about to work out just fine. When they sat down on the landing, Twilight heard a sound she didn't expect. Giggling and laughter echoed through the house, along with the tromp of hooves and the flapping of wings. She heard Rainbow shout something, and then a little high-pitched squeal that must have come from the colt.
Rainbow Dash was murdering the cult.
Twilight glanced at the colt's parents, then looked in through the window with them. Rainbow darted past, zigzagging around her couch before zooming off into the kitchen.
You can't get me.
She shouted, laughing. The bat pony colt was hot on her tail, leaping across the fluffy furniture and actually punching straight through the cloud wall into the kitchen. Rainbow squealed when that happened.
Hey, that's cheating. Got you.
The little colt darted out of the kitchen and abruptly jumped to the side, just in time to dodge a rainbow-colored blur. Twilight looked back to the two bat pony parents, biting her lip for a moment. This may sound a little weird, but maybe we should give them a little more time together. The mayor smiled, and her husband nodded. That would not be me as a parent.
No, yeah, me neither.
The end.
I love this.
It was the perfect one for the type that I had asked for yesterday. A slice of life Rainbow Dash fic.
Yeah, man. Ooh, it has a sequel. Maybe we'll read that someday. So, yeah, I really liked this fan fiction. It was so cute.
I mean, just look at that little bat pony in the picture.
Like, now I'm not gonna say that it's in like my top 5 or maybe not even top 10 fan fictions we've read, but this is really cute.
Huh.
And I would give anything to read more of this.
So you're saying you definitely want to read the sequel at some point?
Oh, 100%. Let's read that freaking sequel like I read these fan fictions. That was a bad one, I'll be honest.
Oh, dude, Scoots. Who's Scoots again?
Scootaloo.
Yeah, who dat?
Alright, so Scootaloo is Rainbow Dash's #1 fan. She eventually basically becomes her sister. So.
Yeah, I just saw the top comment. It was like, aw, Scoots would be mad jealous.
And she would be.
Yeah. I forgot that she basically did have a sibling, a younger sibling.
Basically, but not really.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Their relationship is definitely sibling-like. As far as I know, their relationship is definitely sibling-like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I am now going to be looking up more Rainbow Dash becoming a mom stories.
Just
For the
add pregnant
foreseeable
Rainbow
future.
Dash to the tags.
I'm not sure I'm going to do that one, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, Wizzy, what did you think of it?
I thought it was perfect for today. I thought I did not notice a single typo in this entire fic. I just realized that. That is good writing.
Yeah, you know what?
I thought
Even
it was-
if there was one, like, the fact that we didn't notice them, like, neither of us, that's pretty good.
I think this person would be perfect at writing like kids cartoons and stuff. This definitely felt like an episode of a kids cartoon. You know,
Yeah.
like My Little Pony. Props to them.
Yeah, man, I agree. So what do you think of bat ponies?
Well, I hate the My Little Pony bats, mainly because of Applejack. But bat ponies, this little pony right here, has turned me.
Aw. You see, we can all just change, guys. You know? Even
Yeah.
the most horrible, disgusting, deplorable people like Wizzy can change.
Thank you for joining us on Ross and Wizzy's Fanfiction Power Hour.
Hey, you said my name.
I did.
I liked that.
Bye.
Twilight's horn lit up again.
Not
Okay.
magic.
Yeah, it shouldn't be magic. I'm saying this could be accomplished without magic.
Yeah, but guess what? Magic's easy, bitch.
Magic isn't
Magic for
easy.
everything.
If it was, I would have figured it out.
Oh, brother.